Hey everybody, welcome back to Brainiac Baseball's 1980 Detroit Tigers season replay. Today's matchup is between the Toronto Blue Jays and the Detroit Tigers at Tiger Stadium. On the mound for Toronto is Jackson Todd, whose record is 6-8 with a 4.90 ERA. And pitching for Detroit is Jim Bibby, whose record is 11-7 with a 3.62 ERA. And so I am recording this video from Taos, New Mexico. I'm up in the mountains. I took a little Christmas vacation. I brought my computer along. Thought I would try to get a game in just to keep myself entertained when there's nothing going on outside because it's Christmas. And so Merry Christmas to everyone who is following along. I appreciate everyone who spends their time watching my videos. And so today we have the second game of a four-game series versus Toronto. Yesterday we won 6-0. Morris tossed a shutout, and Jason Thompson hit a home run. So we're still doing really well this month. We're 11-6 now, and our only loss since the All-Star break was the shutout on the 21st. By John Tudor of the Red Sox. So let's go ahead and get today's game going. Like and subscribe if you're enjoying the content. As always, I appreciate everyone who's following along. And don't forget, we're also doing sports card breaks. I just did one right before I left. That was a 1980 Topps football. So take a look at that if you get a chance. And so all of our bullpen is available, naturally, because Morris threw the shutout. And so all of our bullpens are available. And our lineup is the same. I put Omar Marino back in center field. We had given him a day off. We had Bob Baylor in there yesterday. And so we'll go ahead and go down the batters over here. And on the right side, you'll see the 1980 Topps baseball card that represents them. So leading off and playing right field for Toronto is Lynne Jones, and there's his stats up to date. Batting second and playing center field is Rick Bassetti. Batting third and DHing today is Tim Corcoran. Batting cleanup and playing first base is John Mayberry. Batting fifth and catching is Ernie Witt. Batting sixth and playing third base is Roy Howell. Batting seventh and playing shortstop is Steve Davis. Batting eighth and in left field is Al Woods. And batting ninth and playing second base today is Garth Orge. And on the mound for Detroit is Jim Bibby. He's making his third start, I should say, since his trade at the All-Star break. And he's 2-0 with a 3.68 ERA for us. And opponents are only hitting 192 against him. So he's been highly effective since the trade and been a big component of the little run that we're on right now. So let's go ahead and get started. Here's Lynne Jones leading off. He was a Detroit Tiger at the beginning of the season. And he hits a lazy fly ball into left center field, and it's caught by Kemp for the first out. So one down. Here's Rick Bassetti. And Bassetti grounds it to Hebner at third. And Hebner boots it. And Bassetti is safe at first. So an early error by Detroit. We are on a bad defensive run right now, as Tim Corcoran hits a long fly ball to center field, and it falls short of the warning track, but far enough for Bassetti to advance to second. So runner at second, and here's John Mayberry with two down, and he strikes out looking. So we head to the bottom of the first, no score, and I'm going to go ahead and do the lineup for the Tigers. Leading off for Detroit is Sweet Lou Whitaker. And batting second and playing shortstop is Alan Trammell. Batting third and at third base is Richie Hebner. Batting cleanup and in left field is Steve Kemp. Batting fifth and catching is Lance Parrish. Batting sixth and in right field is Gary Hancock. Batting seventh and DHing today is Carlton Fisk. Batting eighth and at first is Jason Thompson. And batting ninth and in center field is Omar Marino. And pitching for Toronto is Jackson Todd. This is his 16th start. He's 6-8 with a .490 ERA. And you can see opponents are batting .280 against him. He does have a shutout this year. And so Lou Whitaker will lead off against him. He's 2 for 8 against Jackson Todd this year. And he hits a high fly ball to right center field. And the center fielder Bossetti has it for the first out. So 1 down. Here's Trammell. Trammell strikes out swinging. So 2 down for Richie Hebner. And Hebner hits a lazy fly ball into right center field. And that is the third out. So no runs, no hits through the first. We head to the top of the second. Ernie Witt will lead off the inning. And Witt grounds it to JT at first. That's 1 down. So with 1 out, here's Roy Howell. Howell strikes out looking. That's 2 Ks for Bibby. So 2 down for Steve Davis. And Davis grounds it just past Whitaker at second base. And there's the first hit of the game. So runner on first, 2 out for Al Woods. And Davis steals second base. He's got an 86 speed rating, so above average. And Parrish could not get him. So runner in scoring position as Al Woods looks at a 1-2 count. And Woods grounds it to Hebner at third. And he makes his second error. Whoa! Oh, come on. Oh, man. So 2 errors by Hebner in 2 innings. So 2 down. Runners at first and third. Some good speed on the bases. Here's Garth Orge, number 9 hitter. And he's going to hit a fly ball in left center field. Will it hold up enough? Yes, it does. It's going to be caught by Kemp for the third out. And we head to the bottom of the second. So 2 errors by Hebner. That's a rough start. On a 3-0 count, Kemp grounds out to second. So there's 1 down. Here's Parrish, 1 for 7 against Todd, but his only hit was a home run. As he gets his second hit, a line drive base hit to right. So Parrish is on first. And here's Gary Hancock, who has Todd's number. He's 5 for 10 with a home run. And a wild pitch moves Parrish to second. So now we have a runner in scoring position. 1 down. Here's Hancock on the 1-1 pitch. And a base hit to right field. Is that good enough for Parrish? It is. Parrish does score from second. And an RBI single for Gary Hancock. So 1 down. Here's Carlton Fisk. And Fisk is going to get a base hit into center field. Hancock goes to third. Fisk actually stretches it into a double. So runners at second and third. That was a good trade for me, this Hancock-Fisk combination from Boston. We made that trade very early in the season. We also got Bob Stanley, who's in AAA. We gave him a shot in the majors. He didn't do so well, but I never would have thought that Gary Hancock would have been the prize of that deal. But Fisk does get a double, and another wild pitch by Todd scores Hancock from third. Fisk is at third base now. 1 down, still with a 1-0 count to Thompson. Defense is playing back, but Thompson pops it up on the infield. If he would have put it on the ground, it would have been a run scored easily. But Fisk remains at third. 2 outs. Here's Omar Marino. And Marino's going to get a base hit single to right. Fisk scores. And the score is 3-0. And we're going to have Marino attempt to steal second base. He's got the fastest speed on the team with 96, but he's gunned down by Ernie Witt, who is a good defensive catcher. And so that is the third out of the inning. So 3-0, top of the third. And they're back to the leadoff hitter, Lynne Jones. And Jones is going to bloop a base hit into center field. A little duck snort. And Marino gets it back in as Jones is at first. We're going to guard the lines against Bassetti. Maybe try to turn 2 here. Nope, Bassetti strikes out looking. 3 Ks for Bibby. And so now here's a stretch of lefties in the lineup as Tim Corcoran grounds it to Hebner. What's going to happen with Hebner? Oh, he gets a double play this time. So he's 1 for 3 on getting people out at third. But we'll take it as we get out of the inning with no runs given up. And we head to the bottom of the third. Sweet Lou leading off. I just picked up a Sweet Lou Bowman 90 baseball card. And they have the little facsimile autographs on the front. He actually autographed it, Sweet Lou Whitaker. I didn't know that that was that big of a nickname. As Lou flied out to center and Trammell strikes out swinging. 2 Ks for Todd. I remember the crowd's always going Lou, but I didn't know that Sweet Lou was so prominently used that he could write it on a baseball card. So that was pretty cool. And unfortunately, Hebner flies out to right. So a 1-2-3 inning for Jackson Todd. We head to the top of the fourth. Here's John Mayberry. And Mayberry, best hitter on the team, probably, I would have to say, flies out to left field. Maybe him or Roy Howell at third. Probably are one of the 2 best hitters. So with 1 down, Ernie Witt strikes out. 4 Ks now for Bibby. He's at 51 pitches. And here's the aforementioned Roy Howell, who does slice it to left field for a base hit just past Trammell. That's the 3rd hit against Bibby as Steve Davis steps in. And he strikes out swinging. So we head to the bottom of the 4th. Still 3-0. Steve Kemp will lead off the inning for us. And he pops it up on the infield to Howell at third. Howell has it just on the outfield grass. That's 1 down. So 1 out. Nobody on for Parrish. Parrish hits a line drive. Line shot to center field, but Bassetti has it. He's a great defensive center fielder. So 2 down. And here's Gary Hancock. Now 6 for 11 against Jackson Todd. And he's just going to sky one to center. And Bassetti has that one fairly easily. So a 1-2-3 inning for Todd. That's back-to-back 1-2-3 innings. And we head to the top of the 5th now. Here's Jim Bibby against Al Woods. And Al pops it to center. And Marino has it now for the first out. So 1 down for Garth Orge. And Orge grounds it to Trammell, his counterpart, and Trammell gets him at first. So 2 down. Here's Lynne Jones. And Jones goes down swinging. I think that's 6 Ks now for Jim Bibby. Looking pretty solid. As Carlton Fisk steps in here in the bottom of the 5th. And Fisk strikes out swinging as well. So 3 Ks for Todd. Here's JT. And Thompson, who had the home run yesterday, flies out to center field. He hit it pretty hard. It's 363 feet. So 2 down for Omar Marino. And Marino definitely has cooled off as he flies out to left field. And that's the 3rd consecutive 1-2-3 inning for Bibby. For Jackson Todd. And here we are in the top of the 6th. We're going to switch it over to the in-game stats. Check that out. And here's Rick Bassetti here, top of the 6th. 3-0 Detroit. And Bassetti pops it up on the infield. Trammell has it. That's one down. And so that brings up Tim Corcoran. Corcoran walks. That's the first walk for Bibby. Still very efficient at 73 pitches. And we still have this string of lefties to get through as John Mayberry flies out to right field. Hancock has it for the second out. So runner at first, that's Corcoran with two down. Here's Ernie Witt. And Witt will squeak a base hit just past Whitaker. And Corcoran stops at second base. So the tying run comes to the plate with Roy Howell. Runners at first and second. And there's an infield hit just past Bibby. Now bases are loaded for Steve Davis. So Bibby in a bit of a jam. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a high fly ball. Hancock has it, I believe. Yes, he does. And that is the third out. So the Blue Jays have yet to put a run on the board this series, as Trammell will lead off the bottom of the sixth by flying out. He's 0 for 3 today now. And Trammell's fared no better. He's 0 for 2 with 2 Ks. Make that 3 strikeouts for Trammell. That is probably the worst game he's had this year. So 2 down for Richie Hebner, who's made those 2 errors earlier, and he strikes out swinging. So 12 outs in a row for Todd. Man, that's incredible. Okay, so we head to the top of the 7th. Here's Al Woods. He's 0 for 2 against Bibby. And he's going to get a base hit to left field. Will that be 2? Nope, Woods stops at first. As Kemp gets it back in quickly. So Bibby's put himself in some rough spots through the last couple innings. He's still pitching a shutout. Oh man, Garth Orge gets a base hit through the right field, into right field, and runners at first and second now. Still nobody out. We need a double play. Lynne Jones is up, and he pops it up on the infield. Bibby is now officially tired at 99 pitches. We're going to let him pitch to Bassetti, who doesn't have much power, so I'm not worried about a 3-run shot, but then we'll bring in some lefties. A lefty for the lefties coming up. And there it is, pop up on the infield. And although Bibby is pitching a shutout, and he deserves to take this as far as it goes, he is listed as tired, and it would be irresponsible for me not to bring in at least Pat Underwood, who's good against lefties. He is a lefty, after all. And he faces former teammate Tim Corcoran. Here's Underwood's stats. 39 games. He's 1-1 with a 2.72 ERA. Opponents are batting .263 overall, and he does have a save. So here we go. Here's the pitch to Corcoran, and Corcoran's going to pop it up into foul ground. Thompson has a beat on it, and that is the third out. So to the bottom of the 7th, Steve Kemp comes to the plate. He's 0 for 2, and he pops it up on the infield. The first 4 batters in the lineup are all 0 for 3 today with 4 strikeouts. So 1 down. Here's Parrish. He has one of the Tigers' 4 hits. He's going to walk. And that will bring up Gary Hancock, the only hitter who's really had any success against Todd. He's 6 for 12. Make that 7 for 13 as he gets a base hit to center. We're going to hold Parrish. And now Fisk has a chance to put the game out of reach. Runners at first and second, 1 down. And he's going to ground it to short. That should be 2. And it is to end the inning. So we're going to leave Underwood in there to go through these next 3 lefties, and then we'll play it by ear. John Mayberry leads off. He grounds it weakly to Trammell. It's 1 out. So 1 down for Ernie Witt, and Ernie Witt's going to get a base hit to center field. That's his first hit against Underwood this season. So runner at first, Roy Howell batting .216 versus lefties. And there he goes, another base hit. So Underwood could not get those lefties out. We're going to take him out of the game. And we're going to bring in Dave Tobick. Here's Tobick's numbers. 49 games. He's 4-1 with a 2.84 ERA. Opponents are batting .255 against him. Pretty solid. He has 2 blown saves, so that makes me a little concerned. As Steve Davis comes to the plate, he's 0 for 4 against Tobick this season. And he's going to pop it up to Trammell. And there's the second out. So we're going to take a risk against Al Woods. We're going to let Tobick pitch to a lefty. It's a 1-2 count. Oh, and he's going to make me pay as he gets a base hit to left field. And a run scores. The tying run is at second, with which is Al Woods, who got that double. And Greg Wells, Boomer Wells, comes to the plate. So it's a righty-righty matchup. Let's see if Tobick can get him out. He gets him to pop it up just past the mound to Trammell at short. And there's the third out. So the Blue Jays get on the board. They have 10 hits with that 1 run. The Tigers are still leading as they bring in a defensive replacement. Damaso Garcia comes in at second for Garth Orge after Orge was pinch hit for. And Thompson leads off the bottom of the 8th by grounding to first. Jackson Todd is listed as tired now with 95 pitches. He's actually been really great since the second inning as Marino grounds it to second. So 2 down. And Lou Whitaker will come to the plate. This is his 4th at bat. And he's 0 for 4 now as he pops out to second base. So we're going to bring in our closer, Senior Smoke. Here's Aurelio Lopez. Take a look at Lopez's numbers. 39th game, he's 3-2 with a 3.38 ERA. More walks and strikeouts, which is not something you want from your closer. Opponents are batting .232 against him. And he's 23 out of 27 for saves. His 23 saves is a career high, as he's only been in this role for 2 years. And Lynne Jones is going to line it to right. So that's 1 out. And normally I'd bring in Brookins as a defensive replacement, but if they do tie it up, I do want Hebner to bat instead of Brookins. So 1 down. Rick Busetti grounds it to Whitaker. And there we go. There's 2 outs. And Tim Corcoran, who's a lefty, only batting .211 versus righties. He's the last hope as he strikes out swinging, and the Tigers win 3-1. So a good victory for Detroit. Let's take a look at this transaction, see if anything interesting happened. Nothing of note. Ron Guidry out for 3 months, so if the Yankees make it to the playoffs, they will not have their ace. So let's pull up the box score. We'll take a look. Who's the player of the game? Probably Jim Bibby. He left the game not giving up any runs. He's now 12-7, so I think we're going to give it to Bibby. No other hitter really deserved it. And so we're on a streak of starting pitchers getting the player of the game. Lopez gets save number 24. Jackson Todd, the hard luck loser, who was really great after the second inning, takes a loss. He's 6-9. So that's going to be it here from Tiger Stadium. We'll be back with Game 3 tomorrow. Thanks again, everyone, for watching, and Merry Christmas once again from Taos, New Mexico. Have a good day.